The club smelled like sweat, whiskey, and bad decisions. Neon lights flickered against walls stained with cigarette smoke, and on that busted stage stood K-Fam, the wannabe rock star. He wasn't the best singer. Hell, half the time he was off-key, but he had something else. Hunger. The kind you can smell on a kid, the kind the streets eat alive. He wanted to be famous, to be bigger than the block, bigger than Brooklyn, bigger than all the ghosts whispering through the alleys. Problem was, nobody gets that kind of dream without paying a price. And KFM, he already sold his soul. The buyer? Anthony Rizzo, a promoter, a slick-talking suit with mob ties thicker than blood. Rizzo saw KFM strumming in some basement dive, told him he had potential, and wrapped his claws around the kid before he even knew what hit him. Now every chord KFM played, every dollar stuffed into his guitar case, belonged to Rizzo. The spotlight wasn't his. It was rented, controlled, bought, and paid for. Rizzo ran it like business. You want to be mobbed up, kid? Fine. But remember, this ain't Hollywood. This is Brooklyn. Every encore's an IOU, and I collect. K-Fam laughed at first, thought it was all swagger and image. But deep down, he felt it. Every drink, every applause, every girl who hung on his arm. It all came with chains you couldn't see under the stage lights. And when the lights went out, KFM sat in the back room with his guitar case open, cash shoved inside, and Rizzo's voice in his ear, reminding him who really owned him. The crowd screamed his name, but KFM knew the truth. He wasn't free. He wasn't even his own man. He was property. And in Brooklyn, property gets used. Brooklyn Bloodlines, Season 2, coming soon.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Analyzing evil, Darkseid, the psychology of control, despair, and the death of free will. A Bambi's, Twisted Tales and Pizzaverse Studios production. The face of God and the shadow of man. There's a difference between evil and inevitability. Darkseid ain't chaos. He's order without mercy. He ain't the devil. He's the final equation of the universe, the belief that freedom is the disease and control is the cure. While most villains crave power, Darkseid is power. A god forged not out of rage or greed, but philosophy. The belief that peace without freedom is better than freedom without peace. He don't want to destroy you, kid. He wants to own the part of you that thought you ever had a choice. The god who wasn't born. Before he was a god, he was a man, Oxus of Apocalypse. He murdered his own family to ascend the throne, killing the old gods and crowning himself the new. Right there we got narcissistic deicide, the act of destroying what made you to become what you worship. He didn't just want to rule, he wanted to be the only definition of rule. That's ontological psychopathy, a state of mind where a being no longer measures good or evil, only control or disobedience. He don't see gods or mortals. He sees variables, and he's the equation that erases them. The anti-life equation. The heart of Darkseid ain't power beams or soldiers, it's an idea. The anti-life equation, a formula that removes free will from every living thing in the universe. Psychologically, this is totalitarian cognition, the belief that control brings peace. That the chaos of individuality is what keeps the world broken. To Darkseid, love, hope, rebellion, these are glitches in a system that should obey. His logic's simple. If life creates suffering, then freedom is sin. That's the mindset of a cosmic narcissist, a god who thinks erasing free will is an act of mercy. The anti-life equation ain't math, it's surrender, disguised as enlightenment. The religion of obedience. Darkseid don't need worshippers. He needs believers. Not in faith, in futility. He don't rule with charisma, he rules with exhaustion. His people stop resisting 'cause they stop remembering why they should. That's learned helplessness on a planetary scale. When oppression's so absolute, rebellion feels like bad manners. Darkseid don't kill hope. He just makes you too tired to use it. The cult of fear. Fear ain't an emotion for him, it's currency. He don't yell, he don't rage. He just exists, and that's enough to drain the courage out of galaxies. That's psychological authoritarianism, rulership through the illusion of inevitability. He don't need to fight. He just stands there unmoving, unshakable, and lets your own fear kneel for you. The real terror of Darkseid ain't what he does. It's what he makes you do to yourself. The mind of a god. Darkseid's psychology is built on paradox. He's omnipotent but obsessed with control. He's eternal but terrified of choice. That's existential neurosis of divinity. When a god becomes so aware of chaos, he sees existence itself as a mistake. He don't want to destroy creation. He wants to rewrite it without error. And error to him means freedom. You ever meet a perfectionist so bad they'd rather burn the world than see it messy? That's Darkseid, with a planet for every trash can. The fall of Apocalypse. Apocalypse ain't just his empire. It's his reflection. A planet that burns but never dies. The fire don't consume, it sustains. The people don't live, they function. That's psychodynamic mirroring. His world is a visual representation of his psyche, a furnace without an off switch. He don't build paradise. He builds permanence. And permanence, kid, is just hell with good architecture. The god and the man. Darkseid's mirror ain't Superman. It's humanity itself. 'Cause he sees in us the one thing he can't erase, the will to disobey. That's why he hates us. That's why he keeps coming back. In psychological terms, that's obsessive opposition fixation, the compulsion to dominate what refuses subservience. Every tyrant needs an audience. Every god needs a sinner. And Darkseid, he needs somebody to say no. The philosophy of Darkseid. Darkseid ain't power for power's sake. He's philosophy with muscle. He's the final evolution of fascism, not political, not moral, metaphysical. He's the idea that if you take away all choice, you take away all suffering. That's nihilistic utilitarianism. If everyone obeys, no one gets hurt, 'cause no one gets to want anything. He don't destroy because he hates life. He destroys 'cause he thinks he's fixing it. The tragedy of godhood. Here's the truth no one likes to admit. Darkseid ain't evil because he's wrong. He's evil because he's right, in a way that makes you want to stop breathing. He proves that freedom comes with pain, and peace don't. And in a universe built on pain, that logic wins. unless you choose chaos, love, and loss all over again. He's not the god of evil. He's the god of surrender. And the second you give up fighting, you realize he ain't standing in front of you anymore. He's already inside your head. The god who looked in the mirror. Darkseid don't need to win. He just needs time. Because in the end, he knows the truth. Every free mind eventually wants rest. And when the universe gets tired enough, it kneels. He ain't evil 'cause he's monstrous. He's evil 'cause he's right about us. We built gods to save us. He became one to prove we never deserved the choice. This has been Analyzing Evil, Darkseid, the psychology of control, despair, and the death of free will. Brought to you by Bambi's Twisted Tales and Pizzaverse Studios, where we don't just study villains. We study beliefs that forget how to be human. Hit subscribe, ring that bell. And remember, in the Pizzaverse, we don't bow to gods. We cross-examine them. Thanks for watching.